Okay, I think we officially have about 10 persons here. If you guys can hear me, please indicate so we can move on with beginning this webinar officially. Okay, thank you all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Digital Possibilities 2025. Well, I will do a little introduction about myself. First of all, my name is Obara Tejuri, and I will be your moderator for this 2-day transformation experience. So I want to officially welcome everyone to this webinar. I believe everyone will definitely gain from this webinar, knowledge-wise, from the speakers we have officially who would speak for this webinar events. So the purpose of this webinar is to design to open our eyes to how we can use our smartphones, skills, and the internet, and also get tools for creating legit income in 2025 and beyond. Yeah, you will definitely gain, insight into different knowledge on how you can utilize your skills, how you can utilize your smartphones. Yeah, how you can utilize your smartphones instead of watching TikTok all day. Most of us, I feel most of us actually spend our time on TikTok doom scrolling. Yeah. So that's something we will definitely work on. How you can be productive, how you can spend your time properly for you to get legit income in 2025 and beyond. So are you guys hear me? Please indicate if you guys can hear me. Okay, we'll move on now to the next agenda. So the flow of today, we'll be focusing on digital and creative skills which you can monetize. I believe some of us here are content creators. If you're a content creator, please indicate. Okay. Yeah, I can see some people indicating. Yeah. Thank you for engaging. So we'll definitely focus on digital and creative skills which you can monetize and make money from as a content creator, and other things, other creative skills you have currently in 2025 and beyond. There are ways for you to monetize them, which we'll dive into in this webinar. And day two, we'll also dive into online finance, forex, crypto, and earning opportunities. So stay with us to the end of this webinar. You will definitely gain a lot of knowledge from this webinar. Okay. I see we have more people joining in. Okay, let's give them, while we are here, let's just give them about 2 minutes for more people to join in before we take our short prayer before the meeting officially begins. Please let's share this link to our friends so they can get knowledge of how you can monetize your digital skills in 2025 and beyond. Thank you, guys. Okay, while we are waiting for other people to join, I would love to bring up and the CEO of Anderson HD, the founder of Anderson HD, to speak to us about this webinar. Yeah, so let's all welcome Anderson HD. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Tejiri Obara. So good evening, everyone. I trust we all are active tonight to learn from the best and ready to take action afterwards. So my name is Enambi Anderson. I'm the CEO of Anderson Asia. I'm a crypto and a forex trader, and along that, I'm also a medical student in clinical training. So this program, this webinar, Digital Possibilities, is set to show you the possibilities that you can make money through skills online, even without having any resource. And we want to show you that it is possible, first of all, and also the way you can go about it. For example, today we'll be speaking on programming. and software development. So the speaker will come, he will enlighten us about what programming is, what are the opportunities you can find in programming, and you can find in software engineering and everything. So that is for that part. And also for the content creation, you will be taught how to be a content creator as a graphic designer. So you can be a brand influencer that can that can be creating content for companies that you'll be paid for it. So these are the things that I want to show you for today. And tomorrow is going to be a banger. So just stay tuned for today as our speaker gets onboarded. So I just want to do something simple. Send this link to your friends, get other people to be involved so that everyone can be on the same plane. Be that person that can change someone's life. Thank you so much. All right. So is Mr. Hallelujah around? Okay, so Tejuri, you can continue. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Anderson NIB, for giving us that little pep talk before we officially take our short prayer and the meeting will officially begin. Like he already said, we should endeavor to share the link to our friends and be the person who would change someone's life before 2026 begins. So yeah, please endeavor to share the link to your friends. And tomorrow as well, I promise you guys will definitely gain from this power pack webinar we have here planned for you guys. So while we are here and waiting for others to join, let's take this short prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of today and the opportunity to gather here. We ask for clarity, wisdom, and understanding as we learn from the speakers of these events. We ask that the Lord bless every speaker, every participant, and every idea we are about to receive, every knowledge we are about to receive, every insight we are about to receive on how we can monetize our skill in 2025 and beyond. Sorry. So let this session inspire growth, open doors, and empower everyone here that we have attending this meeting right now. Guide us from the beginning to the end of this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. So I would love to know if we have the speakers in the house. Please, if you are one of the speakers for today, please indicate. Thank you. Let's see if we have the speakers in the house currently.
The speaker will be joining us soon. Yeah, okay. One of our speaker is here, Mr. Prosper
Okay.
Yenacho.
Good
Hello,
evening,
Mr. Prosper.
everyone. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening. We just wanted to know if you are, if you are on board on the meeting
Yeah, sure,
currently.
sure, sure,
So
sure.
we wanted you to indicate. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
I'm on ground. I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay. Do
All
you have
right.
anything to say before we go into the next agenda for the meeting?
Well, not really yet. Not really. The only thing I would like to say is that if there are people we may want to put a call across to join tonight's discourse, let's be fast about it because I'm sure it will be nothing short of amazing and insightful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yes,
Prosper.
sir.
Here, not sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Okay. Okay. While we are waiting for the other speaker to arrive, I will kindly take the citation for. I will kindly take the citation for each of the speakers we have here. I will kindly take the citation for each of the speakers we have here. The first speaker we have here, which was Iye Nation Prosper Odoshuku, is actually a final year student in the University of Ibadan. He's actually the final year, he's actually a final year student in the University of Ibadan Geology Department. He's not only a creative entrepreneur, he's also a graphic designer, brand identity designer. Yeah. We often have this, misconception about being just a graphic designer. You can be more. For you to deliver value, you can be more. You can be a brand identity designer and also being a graphic designer. I believe there's a difference between being just a graphic designer and a brand identity designer, and including also being a creative entrepreneur as well, which I believe this speaker would dive into why we are here for this meeting. But he is also a proprietor of Spark Explicit Designs. Sorry for that interruption. My network is quite bad. So let's go on with the citation I was talking about on Iyenasho Prosper Udoshuku. So he also serves as the convener of the Student Entrepreneurship Summit, an event organized by the student entrepreneurship community. And this summit aims to provide enriching experiences for student entrepreneurs aspiring, growing, and existing, also fostering a community of fulfilled entrepreneurs globally, beginning with higher institutions in Nigeria with a passion for business, creativity, and intellectualism. Iyenasho Prosper has developed himself to be a competent leader, an inspiration, and model for all aspiring, growing, and professional creative business owners. So the next speaker we have, I don't know if Hallelujah Darasimi Oludele is here right now. If he's here, please, if you are here, please indicate. Thank you.
All right, he's joining in soon. He's joining in soon. He has communicated, so just give him about a minute, so he will join soon.
Okay, while we are waiting for Hallelujah Darasimi, I would love to read his citation for you guys. We need to know about this programmer, this software engineer that we have speaking to us for this webinar today. So while we are here waiting for the speaker to come, I would love to talk about Hallelujah Darasimi Oludele. Hallelujah Darasimi Oludele is a medical student and a distinguished programmer. Is a really good software engineer, yeah, uniquely positioned at the intersection of healthcare and cutting edge technology. His extraordinary aptitude for innovation is evident in his exceptional track record in competitive programming. He is a multiple-time hackathon winner, most notably securing the most valuable participant prize at the Patricia Blockchain Hackathon 2024 and winning the NDPC Code for Privacy Hackathon 2024 as well, for developing a secure, transparent, and blockchain-based voting system. How awesome is that? Wow. His excellence has also been recognized with an honorable mention at the O'Hare Code for Good 2023. And as a finalist in the UI Unilag Design Competition 2023, he also won there as well. Beyond code, Hallelujah demonstrates strong leadership and community impact. He was the premier lead for the Robotic and Artificial Intelligence Nigeria Innovation Network at the University of Ibadan from 2024 to 2025. Wow. That's a very, very nice portfolio. Wow. That's a very nice portfolio. Aliyah Darasimi, this is really inspiring. Do we have Aliyah Darasimi with us currently? Okay, I think he's not here at the moment though. Well, let's continue with the citation before we have him in the house. So he has also earned himself an Outstanding Community Initiative Award at the 2024 RAIN conference as well. His commitment to social entrepreneurship is highlighted by his recent win of the Hot Prize University College Hospital 2025 and his subsequent achievement as a national finalist in Hot Prize Nigeria competition. Furthermore, Hallelujah is an avid researcher in bioinformatics and drug discovery, applying his programming and expertise to analyze genomes and develop computational pipelines. His research has been accepted and presented at notable international conferences, including the International Society of Bioinformatics in South Africa, and the ISMB conference in Liverpool. Currently, he works as a consultant specializing and integrating AI agents into corporate workflows while simultaneously building his own company, Oncolens. Oncolens is an innovative startup that leverages smart camera technology to transmit high fidelity pathology images globally, facilitating critical research access worldwide. I really love this. I really love this innovative startup that is actually working on. Wow, leveraging smart camera technology to transmit high fidelity pathology images globally, facilitating critical research access worldwide. Wow, that was amazing. I love that. I really love that. That's amazing. It's a really remarkable dedication of his work. Yeah. And Alulia Darasimi is a medicine student, besides being a software engineer and programmer. That's really amazing. And his entrepreneurial growth is really quite exceptional. It's really quite exceptional. Yeah. I'm really impressed. I see some people leaving. I don't know why you guys are leaving. Do you guys have network issues, or why are you guys leaving? Well, I would love for more people to join this meeting. While we are here, please share the link to your friends as well. Yeah. We have we have we have more people to join this meeting. We have to make more people join this meeting and gain from the knowledge of these amazing speakers we have on board today. So yeah, do we have Hallelujah Darasimi with us now currently? Hallelujah Darasimi. If you guys can hear me, please indicate.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
evening.
we can.
I'm very sorry for joining in late.
Okay,
My
good
network,
evening.
I ran into some network issues while trying
Oh,
to join
sorry
the
about
meeting.
that.
So Nigeria happens to
Welcome.
everyone.
Yeah, welcome. You are really welcome, Hallelujah Darasimi. That's Hallelujah Darasimi, the medicine student, and also the exceptional software engineer, and also the programmer as well, who has done exceptional and extraordinary work in his field, and is also currently working on building an innovative startup as well. Yeah. So can we welcome Hallelujah Darasimi with an emoji? Let's all welcome Hallelujah Darasimi while we begin this next section of the meeting. Thank you everyone for participating. Let's officially begin this meeting, and I hope you guys are with your pen, your paper, your book, whatever you are using to, jot down. Please make sure you are keen on this section of the meeting, because you will definitely learn a lot. Thank you guys for being here. Hallelujah Darasimi, let's have you. Hallelujah Darasimi, do we have you speaking currently?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll be sharing my. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me present. So good evening, everyone. My name is Hallelujah Darasimi, and I'm a software engineer. And tonight, I trust God will help me like do justice to this topic of financial freedom, how to make money from software engineering, tech in general in 2025. Generally, when you talk to people about tech, what they assume you do is that you are a software engineer. And tonight, we'll be going through what software engineering is, how it works, what you're expected to do to become better in it, and how to make money from software engineering. And by the way, this is my picture at the side. This is at one of the programs that I went for last month to present one of my projects, one of my hackathon projects, a blockchain project, by the way. So, just a quick way to start off. I won't be going the conventional way of okay, let me tell you this is how to make money in 2025, these are the things that you should do to make money in 2025, but I'll be sharing my story with you of how I even got started with this. As mentioned earlier, I'm a medical student at the University of Ibadan, currently the new set of finalists, and then medical students are known to be very busy, but then I was able to find my way into this and get into software engineering. So I'll be sharing my story with you, and I trust that that will serve as the motivation that you need to get started with this tech journey if you are interested in software engineering and you want to get yourself liberated financially. So around I gained admission into the University of Ibadan in 2018. Well, things were not so good, but at least I was able to enter. Things were not so good around that time. But it got was around 2021. As at 2020, we know everybody went home for COVID break. So during the COVID break, a lot happened that I never knew of. I never knew that during the COVID break there was this skyrocketing of internet frauds and what we know today as Yahoo Yahoo and Yahoo Plus. And quite a number of my friends got into that. And I didn't know until we resumed school. So I was a medical student. Sometimes I'll have to manage like 2000 naira for 3 days. I would think through it. What can I take with 2000 naira for 3 days? And boom, I'll just spend all the money. I'll be like, oh, I can't stress myself. I can't kill myself. Let me just move on with life. And if I die, I die. So why my friends that we were friends throughout on the level together, always going about, I just saw them coming in, everyone with different things, some with their iPhones, some came in with cars. I was quite shocked. What was happening? Why are people leaving me behind? Well, then we got into a discussion one evening. I remember around 10 p.m. It was on a July in 2021. We had just resumed back to school. And then these my friends met me and they were saying this, they were having this conversation with me. They looked at me as I'm a Christian, by the way. They told me, you're a Christian, you can't do what we are doing. Don't worry, just keep your life. Oh. If you like, don't come and make money. Who told you that you are even going to live long in the first place? That if you do Yahoo and then you make the money, God has made it that you are going to make it in life. Don't worry, we teach our children. And they were saying all those kind of things to me, and I was just looking at them. Into I know that God has good plans for me. But then it got tougher and tougher down the line till around November. Sometimes I know I have to call my parents, I have to ask them for money, I have to think through what I want to read, and I still have to read my books as a medical student. So around November of that year, I can remember that evening vividly. I just sat up on my bed and I looked up to the heavens and I was like, what exactly can I do to make my life better? What exactly can I do to ease my parents of their burden? That is it written somewhere that it is your parents that must feed you, or that it is you have to rely on people to be able to make it? Like, what if other people can actually rely on you? And it just prompted me to ask myself that question. I'm sure that some of you are asking yourself that same question tonight. So I was just like, no, things have to change in my life. I have to be a changed person. And by the way, apologies that I can't share my video at the moment. So I just told myself I had to change my life and everything about me has to change. So I thought to myself, what can I do to make it? I remember back then when I was still on the internet, because I wasn't a social media person as at that time. Some friends of mine mentioned coding, programming. And then I was like, coding, programming. That is how you can code computer, you can write programming inside computer. Then I thought to myself, wait, I'm a medical student. It means that I'm brilliant. It means I can learn this thing. I never had a laptop as at that time. Then I just picked up my phone that evening and I went to download SoloLearn, an app that I've heard of from a friend in the previous year. And that was how my journey into software began. That evening of decision is what has made me today and is still making me by the special grace of God. So for over a year, after I started learning how to code, I picked up my phone, I searched for a programming language, I saw Python. I was like, Python, okay, no problem, I'll learn Python. Then I picked up Python and I just started learning Python. And that was my journey into how to code. And I'll learn Python and solo learn right there on my phone. I will write the code I'll reach out to a friend for explanation. There were pauses along the way when I didn't understand some things, but I never gave up. I still kept coming back. So for the next 1 year, I didn't have a laptop to even practice what I was learning. But I knew that once I had a laptop, what I'd learned will come back and I'll be able to practice them. I never stopped. I kept practicing. I downloaded an interpreter, a Python interpreter on my phone, which I used to run the code that I was learning. So if I see a code, I type it on my phone and I see the results. And from there, I kept learning, I kept learning, I kept learning. For the next 1 year, I never had a laptop. So by October of 2022, this happened by 2021. By October of 2022, a friend of mine just saw me, was like, "Oh, I have this laptop." And I'm saying all these things because these are the things that people see as obstacles to stop them from their way. But I want you to know that the only obstacle to your success is your mind. Because this laptop that I'm talking about, if you want to defend yourself against thieves, I can tell you that it is a weapon for you. You can hit it on somebody's head and the person will faint. So that's the kind of laptop that I'm talking about. I could not even download VS Code. I searched for online coding tools where I could just write code on the website, countless data bombs, and so on, just to make sure I learned this thing. Then by 2023, this continued from October 2023, then to from October 2022 to 2023. As at this point, I was still broke. Of course, I was still in my learning phase, and I was still broke. And one thing I would just want to say before I continue, this took a long while for me so I can learn it, and now I'm sharing that knowledge with you. And if you can make do with what I have learned throughout my own journey and you make use of it in your own journey, I can tell you that it won't be as long as mine. Because if you have access to knowledge and you use it rightly, you will make it very fast. I never had access to what I'm telling you tonight. I was just will driven to learn this thing and become better at it. And now it's paying off for me. And if you take very good note of all the things that you're going to learn in this session, I can bet it with you that you are going to make it very fast in life with a lot of dedication and commitment. So by 2023, I remember by April, I was quite broke again. I was still broke. And I remember vividly, I was in church that evening and I was praying, God send money, God provide. I'm a huge believer in destiny helpers, but I'm here to tell you tonight that you are your own destiny helper. You have to help yourself and God helps you. Learn what you can learn, do what you can do, and trust that the necessary extra help that needs to come to you will definitely come to you. But if you don't take the step, if you don't help yourself, you might not get the help that you need. You might not get the help, or you will not even get the help that you need. You need to take some step of faith in this particular direction, and you will get the necessary results that you are going to get. So prior to this time that I was praying in church, I saw an hackathon online. They said they were going to give the winner $1,000. Then something just clicked in my brain that day. I was like, "You are here asking for money." And they said that if you do this hackathon, you are going to get $1,000. You have been learning this thing for a while. Why not try and apply and see whether you will win it? At least if you win it, you know that you are going to get the $1,000 and not this your hunger will just vanish away in a moment. And if you don't win it, at least you know that but there is a chance that you win it. And then I thought to myself, I was like, me too, I'm good now. Yes, I can do this thing. And that was how I applied for that competition. I reached out to two of my friends. I developed an idea. I was like, let us build this thing. I wrote the code for the logic of the application, Another friend wrote the UI of the application. I did my recording. I submitted the video. And lo and behold, we qualified for the finals of the hackathon. That was the Core AI Hack for Good hackathon in April of 2023, organized by the AI Saturdays. And then from there, I was like, wow, that's interesting. I got to the finals, but I didn't win the prize money. I got an honorable mentions award. That was the beginning for me. I was motivated to do more, even though I didn't win, but it was the starting point for me. Then the next one was the UI Union Lag Design competition, which a friend recommended to me. She reached out to me that I think you're a good fit for this. Come and participate in this. I participated in it. Through this particular hackathon, I learned a lot about programming. As at that time, this computer that my friend gave me had spoiled. So, but God provided another laptop for me miraculously, and that was after about 2 3 years after I started learning how to code, right? And then I was able to use it to participate in this particular hackathon. And from participating in this particular hackathon, I learned a lot about artificial intelligence, about Python programming, about how to build applications, and I read a lot of books as regards this in this process. That expounded my knowledge and made me really good with programming. So at the end of 2020, I didn't win this hackathon too. So, but at the end of 2023, I told myself that 2024 was going to be good. Of course, they say walk as if there's no God to answer your prayers, and then pray as if none of your work can do what you want it to do. I can't really quote that correctly, but you get the gist. So I did just that, and by 2024, my eyes started getting open to opportunities as regards jobs. The first was around January 6th of 2024. I was just on a group and somebody said they needed a data scientist for some analysis. I know data science. That was what I started learning before I ventured into artificial intelligence, computer science, and blockchain development, software engineering, and so on. That was where I started from, right? So I reached out to them. I reached out to the guy, and he said I should do one simple analysis job. And as at that time, ChatGPT was even available. He told me to use a programming language to do that, apart from Python. And I did just that. And within the space of about 5 hours, 30K landed inside my account. I had never seen such magic before in my life. Even though 30K as at that time to me, because it was so marvelous to me that, wait, you mean you can do something this simple and be paid 30K in the space of like less than 5 hours? I was just, wow, like, God, what exactly is this? It was interesting to me, but I was still myself, my hackathon person. I should fast face it. No problem. So I was still myself, this hackathon person, right? And I participated in this hackathon in January of 2024, and I decided to delve into blockchain in that particular hackathon. From that particular hackathon, I learned a lot about blockchain. I read a lot of books as regards how to use blockchain, write code on blockchain. And surprisingly, that hackathon, I won it. Me and my team, I led a team of 3 persons, and I won it. And that was the first time I was going to even like travel in a plane all through this software engineering that we're talking about. Following month, I participated in another blockchain hackathon, which I won the most valuable participant for. And from then, I decided to step up my skills from just being a one line person, doing AI, and then now I've learned blockchain to learning full stack software engineering. And that was what I did throughout the rest of my 2024. I participated in hackathons, built quite a number of projects. And through this, my skills became better and better. People got to know me more that, oh, this is what this guy does. And from there, referrals and stuff started coming in. Now on to 2025, where I still kept on doing my hackathons and so on, and I kept participating in hackathons, getting referrals from people, and from hackathons I've gotten job referrals to even develop very good software for companies outside the country, all from software engineering. Remember, I was that broke guy 2023 who could barely like fend for himself, now having enough money to even cater for his parents and siblings at the same time, all from software engineering. I'm sharing this story with you because through the course of, I could just go straight to tell you about, okay, you need to have a GitHub account, you need to learn Python, but to see the process of commitment, dedication to the path, and how it's bringing forth fruits for me today. If I could learn to code on a phone with no laptop for a fair and manage like and live on like very meager amount of money for a while, you can do better and learn faster and learn something that is going to change your life. And I trust that this session is going to help you with that. So now, why software engineering in 2025 It's of no news that software is like one of the greatest like franchise that you can have today. You can literally sit at the comfort of your house and build any software. And even with the advent of AI nowadays, you can build any software that you like. Things that run the world today run on software. Even the hardware that you have out there, it runs software. So there is this global demand for software engineers all around the world. Companies worldwide are hiring Nigerian developers. There are friends who are working for foreign companies, and this has the potential for giving you dollars like anywhere around the world. Also, you can be a software engineer and work across boards. You can work for a company and at the same time work online on as a freelancer. You can build and sell your own software. You can be a consultant for people all around as a software engineer. And also your code works for you. Your code works for you. If you write a code now today, there is high chance that the next job that you are going to get, you also have a way you can apply your current code to it. So the more you write code, the less work you might have to do next time when you have to write that same sort of code. Also, from one skill you go to another. I started out with AI data science, and now I'm a software engineer. And then your portfolio gets to grow like endlessly. And the current algorithms for recommending people into jobs are getting fairer day by day. I will get to that as time goes on. So now, what is my recommendation for you in 2025 to be able to make more money through software engineering? The first thing is going to be visibility. This is not just being visible to everyone, but the right set of persons that are going to appreciate your skills and are going to pay you for it. Then the next is specialization, expertise in the areas that are of high value, and also networking that occurs through hackathons, contributing to open source projects and communities that opens doors. And then AI mastery, that is leveraging AI to improve your productivity, to 10x your productivity. Because as at the time when I started learning how to code, there was no artificial intelligence, so I had to rely more on books, reading documentations, watching videos. But now you can sit at your room, tell Claude to generate a code on how this thing works. You read through it, you study the structure, you can even tell it to explain to you like a baby. I never had that chance when I was learning how to code. And but these things are what makes your life easier nowadays. So I'll be speaking to, just like my intro video, I'll be speaking to about three sets of people today. Those who don't want to, those who want to get started but don't even know much about what software engineering is or how to even go about it. Then those who have started out but need to improve themselves to be persons that can make money with their skills. And then the last set of people are those that are already very good with what they are doing, but there is no end to getting better. Good, better, best. See, your good is better and your better is finally best. So the first thing I would say to the absolute beginner is that you should pick your language. You want to learn software engineering, you need to be, it means that you want to be able to speak to your computers, right? You want what you are going to, and what do you use to speak to your computers is programming languages. And for an absolute beginner, first of all, I'm sure a lot of people must have seen a lot of languages online. Once you enter YouTube and you will see, oh, do not learn C sharp, learn C plus plus. Why C sharp is the worst language in the world? Why Python is dying? Why PHP is not coming out? You will see a lot of all those things, and you're just there confused. What exactly is happening? Which one will I pick? The day you decide to see Python, the next day you see, oh, why Python is a very slow language. I want to tell you tonight, just take away your mind from all those things that you are hearing online. They are just noises. Everybody, remember, everybody is trying to make money online, and they will tell you what will shake you so that you can click on their video. You that you saw that Python is a very good language, you watched it, you now saw do not pick Python. What exactly are you going to? You will pick it and watch the video. So just stay away from all those things for now and focus on what you want. For me, I would suggest, if you want to be a builder, a software engineer, a web engineer, want to go into front end, back end, and the likes, even blockchain, go for something like TypeScript, JavaScript, and even Python. It works well there. So you want to be able to build websites and applications. Ask yourself those questions. What do I want to do? Do I want to be able to build websites? Do I want to be able to do applications? Do I want to work with artificial intelligence core? Do I want to be able to develop blockchain front ends, work in like very nice systems? Go with your JavaScript and TypeScript. They are high demand languages for you to be able to learn with and build with. While if you want to go into say back end engineering, you want to go into CLI development for big projects, you want to be an automation engineer, you want to become a data scientist, an analyst, you want to work with core artificial intelligence, developing AI models and so on, go with something like Python. So choose your niche and don't be scared of, okay, I also want to know how to do data science, but I still want to learn it. I'm telling you that you will later learn all these things along the line. Whatever road you start from, you are going to meet all these other things along the line. Say you are asked to create an application that can automate data analysis operations. You will need JavaScript to do this, and you will have to learn these things about Python for data science and so on to be able to build such kind of application. But start somewhere. If you want to know how to build a web application, learn it straight. Go for JavaScript, TypeScript. If you want to learn how to build um machine learning models, go for Python. You will later get to one part along the way. You should later meet one of these things along the way. So, and also many developers they learn both like eventually, just like I've said. But if you decide not to start with one, you are looking to learn everything at once, you will just have this thought paralysis that will hinder you from even getting started in the first place. And there are a lot of places where you can learn these things from. You can buy courses on Udemy, you can buy courses on Coursera, but I'm here to tell you about YouTube University. It's not like it's just YouTube, not like a university. It's just YouTube. So you do not need like a course to get started or money, even at this point, because as long as you can have money to buy data, you can learn anything on the internet that is on YouTube. The way they are creating the way creators are making very nice courses online nowadays, they are very detailed and comprehensive that if you look into these things and you are able to follow them through, you will have no issues at all. You will have literally no issues with these things. So some of the channels on YouTube where you can learn these things from and many more include like there is free code camp. Like free code camp literally is a play. Last year free code camp was my place. Like I literally thank free code camp for all the courses that they listed out last year. They were top-notch courses that taught me a lot about full stack web developments from my previous experience programming with Mosh, people that put out these courses, CS50, Traversy Media for web development, the Net Ninja, Web Dev Simplified too, and for Python data science, like Corey Shaffer, anyone who was learning data science back then, 2020, 2021, 2022, even till now, and you don't know Corey Shaffer, then we should question you. And then for blockchain and Web3, Patrick Collins, if you are somebody who is interested in blockchain and you want to get started from scratch, like this is your guy. He literally has a 32 hours course on blockchain development. All you need to know from zero to hero. Back then when I was participating in my hackathons for blockchain, these were the guys that I was using. DAP University, this guy too is someone that is very good. I don't know if he's either a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, one of the two, but it is very good. And he's teaching very good stuff as regards blockchain development and last it to the blocks. So these are places that you can go to level up your skills, to get started with these things, and from there move forward. Sometimes you might need to take a course, say something on Coursera, a free course, just to watch the structure of what they are teaching, how they taught it, and you can now go on to these YouTube channels to look for the specific playlist that you need to be able to learn these things. So now to your action plan for this. You want to get started, you want to learn some videos. You don't need to rush into it. Of course, there are 24 hours in a day. So you want to learn, say you want to learn blockchain, and Patrick Collins has a 32 hours video. You can't finish everything in a day, and it's not advisable you just sit down inside and just watch everything at once. You can just schedule your time, locking on these things 2 hours every day. and then you code for like an extra hour. You just do some practice until you are better off with these things, and then build something simple. You don't need to, okay, you saw an application online or ChatGPT recommended a very complex application for you. You don't need to do that yet. You can just go with something simple at first. I was able to build a calculator application today. I was able to build a to-do application today. These are basic projects that are going to open your eyes to something new. You're able to build a guess the number game, and you just post them online. You deploy them online. People look at it, even if it's three people. Wow, congratulations! There is this sense of reward that it brings to you to keep pushing. That people are seeing what I'm doing, and these are the things that people are going to track over time to say that this guy is growing and is somebody that we can recommend for a particular role. So now, also, one important thing I want to mention is using AI, like artificial intelligence in 2025, like for your coding practices. You are learning how to code. Sometimes documentations are very, very vague. That is, a documentation is what the application, the person who wrote that particular code puts down for you to be able to use that same code. That's what a documentation is. So these things might be complex sometimes. You might not be able to understand them sometimes. But this AI, they can understand these things. They are even way better now. So not using AI to learn is like refusing Google in 2010. Imagine back then when you are in secondary school and they asked you to go and do your assignments. You are saying, Daddy, I cannot use Google. I want to go and read all the books in the world myself and then find the one that I need. So that's similar to those who say don't use AI nowadays. You find the documentation, put it inside Claude or ChatGPT, anything. And if you're a student, you can get Gemini Pro for free. Just put it in and read. If you don't understand it, tell it to explain to you like a baby. It will do it for you. And if you are somebody that uses things like VS Code for programming and so on, you have like an AI ID on your computer, an ID on your computer. You can install GitHub Copilot. It's free for you as a student. And for those who are not students who can't afford the money, it has a generous free tier for you to use. And these things will help you with your coding. Now, what I do not advise is over reliance on AI for coding. That is the bad part. It is like somebody who took, for example, alcohol can be used to relieve pain. But if you are now that person who now relies on alcohol all the time, you become a drunkard. That's what using AI too much turns you into. There's nothing bad in using AI for understanding the basic things. You want to there's a complex logic that you don't understand, you use AI for it. There's a new job that you got that you don't truly understand, you want to understand what it entails, you use AI for it. But now relying on AI, even if you want to write I want you to write x is equal to 25, you tell AI I want you to write x is equal to, that is not, that is not nice, that is not right, and you are not helping yourself that way. So use these things wisely as your tutors, as something to help you become better, not as the end in themselves. That's the right way to use this thing, and to be okay with you. And come in, please. Okay, what are the common mistakes that you should avoid as a beginner? There are things that you should not do. There are things that you should you should stay away from because they can hinder your progress. Number one, tutorial hell. What is tutorial hell? You see this tutorial today, you watch it. You see that tutorial tomorrow, you watch it. Oh, this project looks good. It will look good on my resume. You watch it, and you never end up building anything. That is a bad way to start your life as a beginner. If it is just one, if it is just one stuff that you can learn at first, learn it and build a project around it. Understand the concept. Let it sink into you. What you use your hand to do is better than what you just learned and you put in your head. Remember, I said when I started coding, I was just learning, I was putting it in my head. But that was because I had faith that yes, I was going to get a laptop. I knew that one day I was going to get a laptop. Rather than me waiting, I kept coding. So if you have a laptop with you, The best that you can do with yourself, do it at that particular point in time, rather than going all around to watch as much videos as possible without doing anything. Also, learning too many languages at once. Like I said, once you enter YouTube, no, learn Rust, learn Go, learn Haskell, learn Clojure. They will be bringing all those videos to you on what to learn. But this thing, just stick with one. And the two that I strongly advise you to do, learn your Python, learn your JavaScript. If you are starting with web development, go with JavaScript, TypeScript. Forget any video that you will see online. No one is going to sit down today and wants to build a startup, and the first thing you will do is to use C sharp to start. Of course, people use C sharp to build websites today, but nowadays that won't be the first thing that you see people saying, except like enterprise organizations. Also, you should not, like, you try not to use what we call version control right from when you start. Now, what is version control? Version control, if you've heard of GitHub, that's what version control is. And it's a way of tracking your code and storing your projects online. I will get to why that is very, very important very soon. So once you get started with your coding, learn Git, put in your create a create a GitHub account, start publishing your code into that GitHub account, and you'll be tracking your progress day by day on it, because these are some of the things that job reviewers will look at. How consistent is this guy? And they just see some blank stuff there. That will not be very nice enough, right? So, but by learning how to code, like by versioning your code always, you are putting yourself at an higher ground than other people who don't. Also, trying to memorize syntax. This is like very wrong stuff. You should not try to cram code. Understand how it is written. Understand the principles behind it. And this last one might seem trivial, but it's very important. Coding alone without a community. First of all, if you code alone and you even get better, how are you going to get the right persons that will recommend you for the job that you are even looking for the project that you are looking to work on? Why is that going to work? So you need a community. I told you I got a job around January last year. It was on a tech community where I got that job from. So you need to code in a particular community. Discord is a very nice place. Follow devs on Twitter, TikTok, very nice places to be on, right? What to do instead? Of course, opposite of what we've said. Build something a week, master one language, learn Git immediately. Google is Use Google to search out stuff. Use ChatGPT, use AI, and join communities. Also, now to the intermediate developer, you've gotten started with coding already, but you want to become better with what you are doing. You want to become better with what you are doing. For example, I'm a generalist as at like lately, but I'm venturing deeper into a particular segment, which is blockchain and Web3. That's where I'm venturing into more now, and research those two areas. And this is one of the best ways to get high paying jobs. So you've known the full concept of how to build websites, you know about artificial intelligence. Try to narrow down into one particular part. There are very vast areas. For example, say AI ML engineering. Now, even with the advent of AI, with the advent of LLMs, you can decide to be somebody who is a core AI developer, somebody that develops the AI itself. You train models right from scratch. You can be somebody who just wants to build on AI, somebody like an AI agent builder. You want to they call it AI engineering. You want to just build AI agents for companies. You want to be building with those things. That's you narrowing down onto that part. Say you are a data engineer, you want to narrow down into the part of how to move data all around. You just want to, that itself is a vast field that you can be on. And full stack web development too, you know everything, that you know how to build with React.js. You can build both your front end, back end, and at the same time, that's also something. And then blockchain or Web3, you want to learn more about blockchain. You want to learn about the structures of different blockchains. There are different blockchains out there. There is Ethereum, there is Bitcoin. That's an ecosystem on its own. There is Polkadot, there is Avalanche, there is Solana, and all these things have their own languages that you are meant to learn to become to become like gurus at these particular areas. So you have to narrow down on each of these sections. And those videos that I've recommended before, they are good ways to also improve your skills in that particular area. Now, you need to, as an intermediate person who is deciding to specialize in one particular segment of this, say full stack engineering, blockchain engineering, you need to move from building what is called toy projects. And the example of toy projects are what are listed here. To do applications, weather applications, simple calculators, basic CRUD apps without features, projects that look exactly like the tutorials that you watched. That is not a very good way to land high paying jobs, because literally everybody is going to show to do applications. Like, you need to, if you are going to get what others are not getting, you need to do what others are not doing. That's just the way it is. If you are going to get what others are not getting, you need to do what they are not doing. You can't be doing to do list applications, whether as an intermediate person looking to move up and be expecting really high paying jobs. For beginners, do those things to learn concepts and get better. And then you come to this. Say you want to become a full stack engineer. You look at things like e-commerce applications with the admin panel. You go into you go into things like real-time collaboration platforms and things like this. And also blockchain. You build this kind of projects and you can be sure that people are going to review your work and like it. Also, if you're into AI ML, building AI agents that can chat with your PDFs with new ecosystems, image generation systems, automated data pipelines, and so on. Those are examples of nice projects that you have to have on your um resume. Also, buildings public strategy. This is the next one I want to talk about. And I want you to know that building in secret is very expensive, because if you are just doing your thing alone, who is going, if you put a light under your cupboard, nobody sees that light. But if you put it out there, people will know that yes, this is a light that we want to see and we need. So put yourself out there. Don't be scared. Let people know what you are doing. People that are not as good as you are out there making a lot of money because they can just speak, because they can speak about what they are doing, right? But you need to put yourself out there too. Share your project, share what you've learned, share how you built what you built, and you will find people coming to you. And people know, I saw this guy on YouTube, I saw this guy on LinkedIn, this guy posts TikTok videos about this thing. He must know what he's doing. Let's hire him for this particular job. Those are the ways that you can level up your skills and become better. Now, freelancing. There are a lot of freelancing websites, Fiverr, Upwork, like people get a lot of gigs from this. You have built projects, you have built in public, you already have your portfolio ready. Just go to Fiverr, create an account, or Upwork, create an account on Upwork, and you set up your profile correctly with all the projects that you built, all the experience that you've gained from hackathons, from building projects, from participating in internships. You put them there and review and job. Those who post jobs will see these things, and they will recommend. Once they see these things and it fits their particular suit, you get the job offer. And also, there's this principle that I learned from a friend: never stop applying until you get at least 10 rejections. And if you apply for a job and the principle is that before you get 10 rejections, at least one acceptance will have come in the process. So the goal is to don't give up until you get something, because you can get something. And the only reason why you won't get something is because you give up on yourself. So put yourself in the outside world, build projects to set up your portfolio, and start making money. I mean, and then this is the part where I want to spend like few of my last the little time that I have now. This year I'm going to be spending it. I've gotten like job offers from people who I don't know before, who just reviewed my GitHub account, and they just sent me a mail, and they said, we found out that your project um, fits what we want at our company, and we love you to work with us. I was just building and pushing onto GitHub. I was just posting on LinkedIn, And even like, and they will just send those things, and I'll just be like, wow, so what exactly is happening? Not only now when I just saw that, okay, there is a way these people actually scrape GitHub and review the best project that fits that fits what their recommendation, and they reach out to these particular developers, say they want Nigerian devs, they do this for Nigerian devs, and they get this data, and they will reach out to you in the process just to ensure that they get the best persons for you. Also, your LinkedIn, the same thing goes for your LinkedIn. Recently, I got similar stuff on LinkedIn, and even from just liking GitHub repos online, these things are like a lot happens out there that you just need to do the right thing, make your projects known out there, and just watch how they reach out to you in your DMs. Like you just find them reaching out to your emails on how you can on you coming to work for them. And also hackathons. From hackathons, you work, even if you don't win in an hackathon, your hackathon project can be what will land you your next job. The people that you meet in those hackathons can be those that will recommend you to those who will give you your next job out there. And also contributing to open source projects. I know of a lady who contributed to an open source project, and from there she landed an internship at a company to work for them. So these are practical strategies that work, that I know of how to make money like online from your software engineering skills as you level up in your game. So hackathons are like recruitment events, and don't see them as okay. Even if I did not win this hackathon, so that's a loss. No, that's not a loss for you. In fact, it might be your stepping point into success. From your hackathon, you get people recommend you for jobs, and from there you just keep moving up. If you win, that's nice. If you don't win, you can still get connections that will make you win later in life. And then multiple income streams too. Full-time employment is one. Applying to jobs in different companies, freelancing on things like Fiverr and Upwork. Also building SaaS products too, and also making technical content on places like YouTube. I believe that somebody is going to come and tell us about this later on. Now to your action plan for some time for the next 90 days. Decide which part you want. Do you want to be a builder? You want to be somebody like an automation engineer, an AI engineer, and so on. Start with this particular part. Choose what you want. You can do your research, install the things that you need to install, a coding editor. Like, I'm not going to be speaking much on those things because these are things that you can easily get online. You can install something like VS Code, create your GitHub, YouTube, LinkedIn accounts, Discord servers, complete the first few hours of a chosen course. Then start your building. And before you start building, get a job that you want to that you're eyeing like you're eyeing at hand, and start building projects towards that, and start posting these things online. Now, to make things even better, join an hackathon, build a project, network with participants. It's not just about building alone, it's about how you're also able to collaborate with other people around you. That's what is going to tell your expertise. Create Fiverr accounts, submit proposals, and then optimize your profile. As you do these things, you will get better, and you will finally land that dream job, or get that multiple income stream that is going to make your life even better. So, and also AI can 10x your productivity. AI will 10x your productivity actually by this process of learning several languages, by this process of learning and upskilling yourself, becoming a specialist. You become what is called a 10x dev. That's the term that it's called. You become a 10x dev. Now, if you now add AI into it, I'm telling you, AI is going to take you from being a 10x dev to being like an 100x dev, because you literally know all you need to do. You know how it's meant to be done. And you can just tell AI, oh, I want you to do this exact particular way. It is those that tell AI things like build a website that will make me blow in life, that will be having problems with AI. But those that know the in total of how these things are meant to work won't have much problems with using these tools. So, for example, you can use things like Claude for your planning. Use something like Copilot or Cursor. Copilot is quite free for your development. And then use ChatGPT to generate like test cases for your application. And even you can write inside Copilot, you can generate documentation for your application Post these things more online, use them in your jobs, find out that you're able to take on more opportunities, you're able to take on more chances and make more money and in the process. So you can see my journey so far. It was a very long one, right?
Hello,
I'm right
hallelujah.
from 2021. Yeah, this is my last slide, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Thank you very much. So this is my final slide. So
you.
these things can only become your reality and even better if you start today. So now is the day for you to start. I told you of how I started off being a broke medical student, and now I'm way better than where I started from, way better. And it's only things only changed because I decided to take a step. And you can start today. Choose a path, learn and invest yourself in this particular field. Learn more, participate in hackathons, put yourself out there, and you can be sure that what you desire will come to you. A part of the scripture says that out of the desire, a man having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. You separate yourself, and you can be sure that if you seek these things, you will find them. Download your VS Code today, write your hello world today, create a GitHub account today, post on LinkedIn day one of your coding today, subscribe to 5 YouTube channels on coding today. These are 5 things that you can do now. Let's start your 90 days start now, and I will see you at the top. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Hallelujah, Darasimi Oludele. I can see you all are participating. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to the participants who were here for this section. That was a powerful one. That was a powerful one. Thank you all. Thank you all. I believe we've all learned something from this section. Wow, the speaker really gave us really, really impactful knowledge from this section of this webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hallelujah, Darasimi. While we are here, we would love to do something for the participants who are here for, Digital Possibilities 2025. So I would love to get at least 2 participants to talk about what they've actually learned from the last section we just have, what the speaker talked about, what they learned, and you would also talk about what your skill, the skill you have, and you know, introduce yourself. Like maybe if you are building something, you can also talk about what you are building as well. We would love to do this for just 5 minutes. So 2 persons, if you know you want to speak, please indicate and I will bring you up. Thank you. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello, if you guys can hear me, please indicate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, if you know you would love to speak and talk about what you've actually learned from the last section, I need just 2 people to talk about what they've actually learned from the last session of the meeting. So let's indicate. I think JFX just indicated now. Yeah, I will bring you up now. JFX, please come up and talk about what you've actually learned from the meeting. Hello, JFX, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, thank you. Kindly introduce yourself, the skill you currently have, and maybe if you are building up something, you can also talk about it then. You can go on to talk
Okay.
about what you actually learned from the last session.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to our speaker, Mr. Hallelujah. Yeah, I'm really surprised and like being a medical student and into software engineering. It's a really amazing stuff, and I haven't seen someone in medical line still in software engineering. That's really crazy. Like, so my name is Kende Joseph. So I'm actually a lecturer. I'm a full-time computer engineering lecturer at a private university in Abeokuta. So I'm into forex trading. So and actually, uh, there was a time ago I've been actually looking into blockchain engineering, but I actually joined this webinar because of the forex trading aspect, just to learn more about forex trading. But when come across this, that I was even seeing that the our tutor here is medical student, like that's giving me a chance that I must learn my blockchain engineering. But so that's what I wanted for years. I wanted to know about blockchain, everything about blockchain, how it works, how to build systems on blockchain and the likes, but I haven't dive into it. So because that's one of the things he talked about in his presentation rather. So I talks about I was able to grab two person on YouTube, which is Parking College and Dark University. So I'll be doing my research on those two people on YouTube, and I will try to enroll on my Coursera because I do learn on Coursera also. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you, Joseph, for telling us what you've actually learned from this meeting and for doing that, for volunteering to, do that. I would love to, you know, give you a gift for talking
Oh,
about what you've actually learned. An airtime. We are currently doing an airtime giveaway for this section of this meeting. So kindly send your details to
wow.
kindly send your details to the group chat and you'll be credited.
Okay, sir. Is it on
Yeah.
WhatsApp or yes, sir?
Yeah, on WhatsApp. Yeah. On
All
WhatsApp.
right, all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, sir.
Okay. Okay, no
Thank
problem.
you very
Thank
much.
you. Okay. We are officially going to the next section of this meeting, this webinar, Digital Possibilities 2025, and I would love to welcome the next speaker. I believe we all know the next speaker and what is talking about. Those of us who are content creators in the house, this section is for you guys. Even if you are not a content creator, yeah, we've also seen software engineers who are into creating content and all. You can also learn from this section as well. So while we are here, I would love to welcome Prosper Yehenasho, which is the number two speaker we have for this section of, you know, this digital possibilities webinar. Let's all welcome Prosper Yehenasho.
All right.
Please, can we
Good evening.
give him an emoji? Yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. All right. So, first of all, the last speaker did a lot of justice to this subject matter and discourse on digital possibility, and I was really very excited hearing so much from him. All right. So, and once again, thank you very much, sir, for pouring into us strongly tonight. All right. So, we've been inspired and we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. All right. So, I would love to also acknowledge the convener of this discourse, or should I say event, or yeah, of this convergence. Anderson, thank you so much for this opportunity. Um,
Sorry for interrupting you. I would love to
yeah,
say something.
all right,
Let's all endeavor to stay to the end of this meeting because we would love to do giveaway for you all here who are participants of this meeting. So let's all endeavor to stay to the end of this meeting. Thank you so much.
sharp.
Yeah, we'll do
All right.
giveaway. Thank you.
All right. All right. So, okay, no props. All right. So, like I was saying, thank you so much, Anderson, for this opportunity to speak to youngsters. All right. So, I'll be very fast this night because we don't have so much time on our side. To start with, all right. So, my chief the other time, Tedri, you mentioned something about content creation. Please, just a little correction. All right. So, I'll be speaking on brand identity design in this night, right? So I already spoke with the convener about this subject matter. So I'll be doing justice on the subject matter of um, creativity as currency. All right, so I especially welcome every one of us on board tonight, and I'm privileged to be a final year student of the Department of Geology, University of Ibadan, and also a creative entrepreneur, a graphics and brand identity designer, and I'm also the convener of the Student Entrepreneurship Summit, which is usually organized by the student entrepreneurship community. And yeah, so I'll be going straight to what I want to talk about tonight. All right, so but then I would love to share my story a bit before I go fully into what I prepared for us tonight. All right, so because Maoga did justice to sharing his, and I mean, it was really insightful. And oftentimes people are very used to sharing, the most glamorous aspect of their story or their journey. And most times people really don't share their failure stories like that. And well, maybe as a result of many factors we really do not know, but then I've come to understand that most people get inspired by that story that you are hiding, by that story that you really do not want to tell. All right, so a narrative is usually changed, or something happens through the art of storytelling. All right, so I would just want to share a bit of my story, how I came into designing, graphics, brand identity, and at some point I touched UI UX and some other stuffs like that around, designing and all. And okay, so it started in 2020. If anyone had told me that in 2025, maybe you'll be into designing or something, I wouldn't have believed, right? Because there are many of us here tonight that what we are doing currently, we never envisaged or envisioned that at this point in life we'll be here. But then, as a result of one or two engagement, as a result of one environment or the other, we found ourselves in that shaped our mindset, shaped our culture, shaped our way of thinking and doing things. We are eventually where we are today, and by God's grace as well. All right, so in 2020, I suddenly started having passion for designing, really, because trust me, till date, I really can't say this is exactly what made me start designing, right? It's not, well, okay. So in 2020, I became passionate about designing, right? And at some point, I asked myself, okay, because we are in an age where people are picking one or more digital skills, and so I had to ask myself this question: what do you really want to do to grow yourself, improve your self development, grow in value, and become financially buoyant? Yeah, financially empowered to a good measure, to a good percentage, right? And sat myself down, talked to myself, and I was like, okay, what can I start doing, right? Which is the question in so many people's mind, right? So I started out with smartphone designing, and started out using Canva in 2020. Now, the mindset is that the mindset most people have is that smartphone designers aren't really that creative. There's really not so much these guys can do and all right. So, and I fell into that trap and like in 2020, because initially when I started designing, that was in 2020, like a joke, attempting birthday designs, attempting one or two other designs like that. It could just be a simple quote, you are putting out, and it could just be something very simple. Maybe you just want to replicate what you saw out there. And then I started like that, little by little. And at some point, because I started seeing what others were doing, I became more inspired, and the drive got stronger. All right, so I started seeing what other people were doing, and around me, people were doing very crazy stuffs, very intelligent stuffs, and I just wanted to outdo. At some point, I really wanted to outperform what I was doing then currently. So I became dissatisfied all of a sudden because I felt like, okay, this is what others are doing and they are getting this kind of results. This is what I'm designing, and it's not looking professional. It's not looking like what people want to, reckon with. It's not looking visually appealing. It's not looking cohesive. It's not looking captivating enough, right? So because we are in an age and we are in a dispensation where excellence is the order of the day, right? So what you put out there matters, and if you want to communicate so much value to your target audience, then you must be a person of excellence. So these things really got me worried because this narrative was really very strong. Smartphone designers, of course, there's really nothing we are doing. You guys are just playing around, designing and all. You guys are really not the profession. You are not the types we are looking for, right? So this was how strong it was then that I became discouraged because in 2020, as at that time, I didn't have a laptop. All right, so I became very discouraged. My designs were really good there. But then, thankfully, I had a very good mentor who spoke to me, encouraged me, and told me to make do with what I had then. All right, so I didn't have a laptop, but then I had a phone. But then I just had to manage what was available as at that time. So I had an Android phone. It wasn't really all that good, but then I downloaded Pixel app, I downloaded Canva, I was seeing what other people were doing, requested for their designs, replicated hundreds of designs. All right, so that drive kept me moving strongly. All right, the drive kept me moving. I kept being motivated by what I saw others do. And like I said, the dissatisfaction grew stronger to an extent that at some point I broke down one day. I was like, okay, what is it that others are doing that I'm not really getting right? And probably maybe as a result of the tool that I'm using, or maybe others are using, I don't know, because um actually the narrative is that the industry recognizes tools like Corel Draw, Photoshop, Illustrator, as well as other very good design and branding tools, right? So I had to evaluate a couple of things, sat down, and I was like, okay, Canva is not really all that. That was what I told myself then, because trust me, the discouragement was really intense, right? And that was a lie I actually told myself until I came to understand that designing has much to do with the person who is designing than the two. Now, don't get me wrong. It is true that to a very good extent or to a good degree, the tool you use as a designer matters as well. It does matter. However, the person or the designer, your person, your perception, your personality as a designer matters more than the tool you are using. I've seen many people use professional tools for branding. I've seen people use, very professional tools for branding. And at the end of the day, it really does not come out as sharp as somebody that is using a smartphone, right? Now, I'm not trying to say that, I'm not downplaying industry standard tools, as either you're a brand identity designer, you are a graphics designer, maybe you're a UI UX designer, or any other, if you belong to this niche. Basically, I'm not downplaying industry standard tools, right? But at the same time, I've come to believe that it matters who is actually designing more than the tool. All right, so I had to encourage myself. I had to make do with what I had at that moment, and then I started building. Started with simple quote design, started with birthday designs, started with some random designs that I was seeing around me, started replicating. Fast forward to when I was in 100 level. Actually, I encountered a fellow colleague in UI who actually motivated me to do more. It started from a very simple conversation of, oh, what do you do? Stuff like that. Okay, aside studentship, what do you do? And then entered into the conversation. I told him, okay, this is my department. I'm in 100 level, blah, 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 stuff like that. And I started designing a while ago, stuff like that. I think that was in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And the guy started asking me, okay, do you know this person? Do you know this one? Do you know this one? Do you know this person? And I was like, no, I don't know this person. The person was like, how come you don't know these persons and you are into this, right? So at that point in time, beyond where I was, I needed more, because there is something called learning in isolation. And really, as a creative, it would disturb your growth as a creative, learning in isolation. So there are some persons that serves as they are like authorities in these industries. They are like models that you should look up to. You should learn from their frame of work, because it has so much effect on your own personal work as a creative. All right, so at that point, I recognized where I was faulting, because I was learning in isolation and just with the little knowledge around my environment. And I came to understand strongly that as a creative, your environment does matter. It really does matter. All right, you need people that can spur you to be creatively wild. You need people that can spur you to build on that little thing on your inside. All right, so those very small creative ideas, those creative strategies, those creative thoughts that randomly rushes into your mind, you need people that can help you build on those things to create something very big, something outstanding, right? So from there, I started following, different people on social, because then I wasn't really active on social media at all. I started following people, and I got to know many things that I didn't know initially. All right, and then I also got to find out that many of the people that I was looking up to at some point when I started, they were also using smartphone. And then this whole perception and idea about, okay, you're not using this tool, you're using this one, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, right? I came to understand that it is more of the designer, all right, than the tool actually. Okay, so it depends on what you can actually bring to the table, then the tool serves you right. So it is true that there are some tools that actually have limitations. For example, now if you're using tools like maybe Pixel Lab, you're using Adobe Effect, if you're using maybe Canva, if you're using maybe Photopea, and then maybe just a few others, right? It is true that there are some limitations around these tools. However, all right, however, if you are willing to stretch a bit more, you will find out that there are some things as well that can be, there are some things that can be reached. There are some things that can be reached, right? All right, so, and then this is the balance as well. As a creative, especially as a designer, one thing I encourage, if you're into brand identity, if you're into graphics, one of the things I encourage people to always do is that you need to balance. All right, in as much as maybe you started as a smartphone designer, you shouldn't remain there. All right, so strive to also make use of maybe Photoshop, Corel Draw, maybe Adobe Illustrator, or other standard industry tools. Try to balance the narrative, try to balance as much as possible, right? So the both bridges are very important. It's good that you are a smartphone designer, but don't rest there. Don't sit there. Don't be complacent. Strive for more, all right? So strive for what is beyond your reach, because nothing is really impossible. Nothing is actually impossible, all right? So that is that actually. So I didn't limit myself because maybe I just had smartphone then. No, and I didn't have a laptop. I had to make use of what I had, and then I started growing till this point that I'm in currently. All right. So and that is that actually. So I just wanted to talk on branding tonight. What is branding actually? What is branding actually? All right. So I've heard many definitions around branding. All right. So most people think that it has to do with your trademark. It has to do with your maybe your brand color. It has to do with your maybe dogma. It has to do with um some other stuffs basically. All right. So in a nutshell, or in a very simple term, let me explain what branding means actually. Branding is people's perception about what you do. All right, so it yes, those the stuffs I mentioned earlier about the brand color, about maybe your logo, your trademark, it could be your dogma, as well as other other significant stuffs around branding, right? Those stuffs actually add up to branding, but that's not really what branding is. Branding is people's perception or feel about what you do. So as a business owner, as a creative, the content you put out, those very little ideas you put out there, your work, everything that you do, all right, adds up to branding. Now, how people feel about what you do, what are people's perception about what you put out daily is exactly what we call branding. All right, so after a while of marketing what you do, after a while of marketing your skill, how people in turn respond or perceive what you do or put out is what we call branding. All right, so after a while, for instance, let's say you sell shoe, or let's say for instance a makeup artist, or maybe you make hair, or maybe you are into something creative. Basically, maybe you are a business owner, you sell something, maybe you are selling a good or you are providing a service. Okay, so after a while, maybe let's say half a year, 6 months, 12 months, or maybe 2 years, and then you keep putting yourself out, you keep telling people that okay, you are into this, and people keep seeing what you are doing. They are seeing the whole, remarks people are giving your brand. Okay, you sold this today, this was the outcome, you learned this today, and then people are believing to, or sorry, people are becoming to perceive that okay, you are this kind of person. Okay, this is one who delivers, accurately. Okay, this one maybe does not perform well, or maybe this particular design, once you maybe give him a gig or something, he doesn't deliver promptly. Stuff like that. People's perception about you is actually what we call branding. Now, I am a brand identity designer. There is something called visual identity designing, right? So visual identity designing has to do with, the logos, the color, your brand mission, your brand, vision, then the typography, as well as other components that make up visual identity. Now, that's not brand identity. Visual identity is what most people relate with, actually. All right. So when you keep for instance, many people already know what Coca-Cola logo looks like, right? It's red. Okay, so most people can relate with Sprite, green and white. Most people can relate with Fanta when they see Fanta, right? So because over time we have mastered their colors, we have mastered what the logo looks like. Those are their visual identities, basically. But what brand identity means, that this satisfaction or perception people have about that drink. So for instance, people know what Pepsi logo looks like. Okay, it's that blue red wordmark logo. Okay, it is this so kind of setting. All right, so but then the branding has to do with the feel and satisfaction, the perception that people now get. Okay, how much have I experienced this particular brand? All right, so it has to do with brand identity, basically. All right, so branding has to do with the perception and image, like I said earlier on. All right, so and it is not enough to actually dwell on branding, right? Okay, so because it is actually very good that you brand whatever you are doing, and it is good that people's perception about what you're also doing is good, right? So but then you mustn't stop there. There are successful ways you can brand effectively. There are successful ways you can actually brand what you are doing effectively. All right, so I already established the fact that branding has to do with the perception and image that a set of people, it could be your target audience, it could be any other person, right? Maybe indirectly or directly connected to what you are doing. That image or perception that they have about what you are doing is what we refer to as branding. All right, so there are also successful ways by which one can brand effectively. Okay, so okay, can we hear me? Can we hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, so I'm okay. Now, keys to successful branding, right? We've established the fact that people's feel, or people's perception about what you do is branding. Then the other component that brings about the aesthetics or the aesthetical value is what we call visual identity. All right, so keys to successful branding. Now, let me tell you something. See, while I was preparing this slide, there are some other stuff I actually wanted to add, but then I felt like these are things we've heard over time. So you hear people say things like keys to successful branding, right positioning, then some other stuff back. But then these are some things I know we are familiar with already. And one of the reasons why I specifically chose this point is because, okay, I don't mean to sound harsh, I don't mean to sound weird, but the truth is, I saw this somewhere, I think some weeks ago. Now, the fact that see, the truth is, life is actually hard, right? But being a Nigerian makes it even much harder. So there are some certain things that a Nigerian creative must understand. So it goes beyond positioning. Many people have positioned themselves rightly and may not still be able to access some of these opportunities that come from right positioning, as well as maybe other points that most times people state and all that. But then I was able to jot down, or I was able to um pin down these following points, which I'll be taking one after the other. Resilience. Why? Because the truth is, it takes so much. It takes so much to actually market your brand. It takes so much to aim towards a successful branding. So it requires resilience. All right. So I remember when I started building my brand, like I said, in 2020, I started designing, and I started designing, but I didn't put myself out there because I felt I wasn't really too good. Right. So I started replicating design, still doing things, at the background, beneath and all. And in 2022, at some point, I felt like, okay, I can officially launch my brand. Having trained and having designed for like over 2 years, I think it's high time I put myself out there and tell people that, okay, I'm into this, stuff like that. And for some persons, it may not be like that. It may just be 6 months of training and then they are good to go. For some persons, it could be 2 months. For some persons, it could be, I don't know, maybe a year. All right. So, but there's no perfect time. But then there is that point you recognize that as a creative, I think it's high time I tell people that I'm into this. I think it's high time I introduce my brand to my audience. I think it's high time that I introduce my brand to the public and make it official that I am into this. Okay, I am marketing this. Okay, I am selling this product. Okay, I am offering this kind of service. All right, so I'll start with the first one. Like I said, resilience. It matters that you are actually dogged as one who understands the scope of brand identity. It matters a lot. You are resilient to keep putting yourself out there. You are resilient to keep changing the perspective that people understand or people have about your brand. You are resilient to keep doing the same thing. It may not be in the same way, but at least you are consistent enough to keep putting out exactly what you want people to see or what you want your target audience to keep seeing and all right. And then evolution. I had to tag evolution alongside resilience. Why? Because one thing I've come to understand is the effort or investment I actually placed or put into what I was doing in 2020 cannot be the same with 2025. You need to evolve. Evolution is not debatable. Evolution is a must, because the truth is that one thing I've come to understand as a creative is that you are not just the only one doing that thing. All right, so you see, it requires a level of crazy evolution. So you're not just the only one doing that thing, and there are like a million others that are designing. There are a million others that are in the market. So you cannot be doing things carelessly. You cannot afford to be doing things like someone who does not know that the world is moving fast. So the world is actually evolving. The world is evolving. The world is evolving. All right. So not not even this period where we know that AI is substituting for a lot of stuffs around us, around the environment, right? So you cannot afford not to evolve. You must evolve. You must change. All right, so it is very important that the creative or whoever is involved in brand identity must what metamorphose. It is very important. It is very important. You must evolve with time. You must evolve with time. All right, so because of our time, I'm moving to the second one. Authenticity. You must be, you see, what you put out there has to be very original. All right, so it must be something that people can rely on. Okay, this is very original. This is an original brand. Okay, this one knows what he's doing. Okay, this one knows. Do you get my point? So people must be able to relate with what you are doing and feel the authenticity of your brand, that you are not faking things. So when you say this is who you are, or this is what you are into, or this is what this brand is all about. For instance, let's assume that you run maybe a food brand or something, and then you placed your brand mission outside, your brand vision, and your brand statement basically, and then you are like, okay, delivery within so hours. Okay, we have dispatch riders, I don't know, but then we have this so, and then people that have maybe ordered or patronized you at some point feel like, okay, these things aren't really accurate because the last time we patronized you, you messed us up, or perhaps we got delayed and maybe the food didn't arrive on time, or something, and then you keep putting out your brand mission and your brand statement that we do this, we deliver food here, and then people are like, no, this is not true. So people have to feel that authenticity about your brand. It is that what you put out there must be actually true. All right, so and the next one, preparedness. It matters a lot. It matters a lot that you must actually be prepared, right? All right, so the next point, target audience. Understand your target audience. It matters a lot. All right, so everyone is not paying attention to what you are doing, and that's something that most creatives must actually understand. If you're into branding, understand that it is not everyone that is paying attention to what you are doing on a daily basis. All right, some people are actually blind to what you are putting out there. So it could be that what you are putting out there could be for a selected few actually. And then but the most important thing is that you are rightly positioned and you are resilient about what you are doing. You are stubborn and heady about what you are doing. You are not backing down. All right, so understand your target audience. Not everyone is paying attention to what you are doing, but see, you know, um someone said something some times ago that it is actually foolishness to think people are not watching you, and it is pride to assume that everyone is watching you. So the truth is, it is foolishness to think, as one who has invested so much in his brand, it is foolishness to think that people are not watching what you are doing. At the same time, it is pride to think everyone is watching you. Understand your target audience. Not everyone is paying attention to what you are doing. So people are just seeing what you are doing and they are laughing about it. They'll just go past that. You are wasting your time, you are wasting your life. But there are some selected few that are attached to what you are doing. All right, that feel, see, they are responding to watch. See, over time I've learned something while I put myself out there, because I'm very vocal about what I do. I've come to understand that, see, as a designer, see, there is nothing anybody can do about you if you don't carry your job on your head. So don't expect that people will be more vocal about what you do. Maybe your brand or something. People will be more vocal about it just because, okay, they feel you are excellent or something. If you don't carry that thing on your head, nobody will help you. So the truth is, you yourself must be a very heady marketer. You have to be a very dogged marketer of your brand. So there is nothing anybody will do until they see you take that first step. So you have to be very vocal about what you do. The last resource person or the last speaker made mention of this emphatically. You must be vocal about what you do. All right, so in the process of doing that, you begin to recognize those that are resonating with what you are doing. By the time you put yourself out there, you begin to see some reactions, some reviews, and then you begin to identify the target audience, people that are learning from you, people that are benefiting from you, people that are growing in value because of what you are putting out there. All right, so that takes me to the next point, partnership. See, you can't learn in isolation as one who is ready to invest so much into our brand. Partnership is key. Collaboration is key. There are so many things as a designer that I've enjoyed, I mean, personally, because I had to extend the hand of partnership to another designer. So in the process, we collaborated and then we're able to work on a brand project. It could be something fictional, it could be something real, but then you are collaborating, you are growing in value. You are growing in value, you are growing in stature as a creative. Because why? Two persons' knowledge are coming in contact. Like even the Bible supports it, iron sharpened iron. So it means that collaboration and partnership cannot be overemphasized. You must collaborate, you must partner, because there is something the other party knows that you may not know. All right, so in the process of collaborating, there is an exchange of idea, there is an exchange of creative thoughts, and then so many things run is effortlessly during the point of collaboration and partnership. All right, so healthy competition. It is very good that we understand that as people who have a brand, you are investing so much into your brand, and you want people's perception about your brand to be very solid. You have to understand that healthy competition does exist, in the sense that you are not just the only one aiming to have a better perception about your brand. All right, so there are many others that are striving out there. There are many others putting themselves out there on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on any other social platform where millions of people interrogate with every day. So there are many persons that are out there doing exactly what you are doing. So you must understand that you are in a battle. It is a competition, actually. Even if directly nobody is coming to pierce your neck with a knife, all right, you must understand that other persons are actually in the same race doing what you are doing. And so the truth is, you can't be lackadaisical about it. You must understand that there is healthy competition in this thing. All right, so in a niche we can have about 10 million designers doing the same thing, but then what differentiate one from the other could be excellence. It could be any of the things that I've mentioned, while I was talking about keys to successful branding. All right, so and consistency cannot be overemphasized. Oh my god, this is one aspect that, see, the only way to be consistent is to be consistent. There are no 10 keys to consistency. The only way to be consistent is to be consistent. And trust me, this is actually the hardest of them all, because to keep showing up every day is quite hard. It's quite hard. It's quite hard. Trust me. There are days of silence. I call it, as a creative, beyond even creative block and all those things, there are dark days, believe me. There are days when putting out yourself as a creative, or what you do as a brand identity owner or a brand identity designer, putting out yourself there may not really bring so much profit as expected, right? But then there are times that amidst what is really happening, you need to keep showing. So nobody is telling you thank you, nobody is telling you, oh wow, this is very excellent. I mean, that season seems to be dry. Nobody is patronizing you. You are not getting new gigs. Nobody is really seeing what you are doing. But that's a very big lie. People are actually seeing what you are doing. The truth is, it may seem quiet, it may seem silent actually, but then keep being consistent. One thing I've come to find out in my creative journey of over 5 years now is that people are actually watching. All right, people are actually watching. See, it's just one day somebody will enter your DM randomly and just tell you that, oh wow, I've been seeing what you'll be doing for the past six. I mean, I have gotten many calls. See, people have a lot of persons. There are times that I just put, I mean, I share a post on Instagram, or you make a post on Instagram, and then you may be getting few likes, few reactions, and stuff like that. But then people are watching, and then somebody just decides to message you one day and like, okay, I saw your work so place, maybe on bare hands, or maybe on X, or maybe on maybe LinkedIn, or maybe on Instagram, and then you did this thing. It was very creative, it was professional. Okay, you worked with this person. I saw that you branded this with this so organization or something, and then the person is just like, wow, okay, you did this. Okay, can you help do something quite similar to what you did for this party or this person, right? So see, the truth is, people are watching. People are actually watching what you are doing. So you cannot see, you can't step down, or you can't knock down just because you feel, okay, everywhere is silent and people are not complimenting me. I'm not getting enough reaction and engagement as I ought to, right? So this brings me to my next point I will be touching on very quickly: keys to successful marketing. Keys to successful marketing. All right. So now, branding is very key. Trust me, branding is very key. But then, how can you? There are some points I really want to quickly touch on. They could serve as a launch pad for your branding. They would serve as a launch pad for your branding. They would serve as a launch pad. All right, gain trust. That's the very important point. All right, so gain trust. It means that um over time, your brand must have um gains trust and reliability. It means that people should be able to rely on your service, whatever you are providing to the public. All right, people should be able to rely on what you are doing. There are certain times where people have reached out to me to tell me that I'm having an event, Prosper, do this for me. And then, let's say for instance, they just gave me 72 hours to brand maybe a program. You run the flyers all through. You are going to do this for us. You create the logo. You are going to brand the product or souvenirs we are going to be sharing to people, stuff like that. And then it just looks like, wow, okay, 72 hours, I need not to procrastinate, and I jump on the project, and before you know it, maybe I'm done in the next 30 hours. And then they're like, wow, you finished this thing in a hurry, like you were quite fast, what happened? And then I'm like, no, I just wanted to, I just wanted to lay my hands quickly on this project, get it done, because I understand the urgency. And then it creates a perception in that person's mind, like, wow, I can trust this person to not just deliver, but to deliver on time. You are gaining trust. So anytime they have something, maybe they just want to do very quickly, and they're like, oh wow, I need something to be done in the next 48 hours. Who can we call? This designer will tell me that it will take 5 days. This one will tell me that it will take 14 days. This one will tell me that it's not even available. But we have somebody that can be very fast and he will do a good job. You have gained trust. You have gained trust. Now, second point, cold DMs. Of course, this one is I mean, quite common. How that people can, send you DMs about, they can just send you a message, direct message you, you understand, telling you that they are into this, they are into this, and this is what they do, blah, 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 stuff like that, and all right. So cold DMs matter, right? Then referrals. This one is actually very important. In fact, very critical, because I can actually attach what I said in point one to point three. See, there is a way that you will start gaining trust, whereby people begin to rely so much on your brand, because you are delivering well, you are delivering promptly, you deliver very great, and then people are like, okay, we can always trust him to do this. And then somebody feels like, okay, do you know anybody that can do this? And before you know, people have started recommending you to others. Referrals. All right. So basically, as a creative, right, at this phase that I'm in, these are one of the things, or this is a this points I just stated, referrals, is actually one of the things that has really helped me recently. Recommendations. There are times that I just finish working with somebody and the person feels like, okay, wow, you did a very great job. A friend of mine will be doing this in so months. I've sent you his contact. Sharp. And then I don't need to struggle to go and be looking for 1 million clients, because why? I have gained trust with somebody, and then it affords me the opportunity to be recommended to others. All right, so referrals, and then social media optimization. It matters a lot. I really wonder why you want to invest so much in your brand, and then you are quiet about it. Nobody knows you on social media. You don't have any social media handle. You are learning in isolation. I mean, that's practically, permit me to use the word, that's foolishness. Because the world we live in now, if you don't talk about what you are doing, nobody will know that you are up to this. And trust me, let me tell you something. We have so many, non-professionals around us, and these guys are making hell money. Why? Because most of the professionals are quiet about what they do. So most of these guys that don't even know their work, quacks, they are getting loaded with money. And they are doing nonsense jobs for people. But then the so-called professionals, most of them are actually quiet about what they are doing. All right. So see, if you don't optimize social media platforms for marketing what you are doing, marketing your brand, then it means that, see, you are shooting yourself in the leg. You are shooting yourself, because the truth is that almost everybody is on social media. And then, see, this goes beyond just being on social media. As one who is very intentional about branding, you must understand that there is a right social media platform for your branding. What exactly do I mean? See, you have to recognize that social media app that sells you out more than the rest. At some point, I discovered that Facebook was not my thing. I left Facebook, sincerely yours, because I knew that, okay, personally, for me, like I said, this is a relative stuff. For some persons, they market what they do very well on social media. They are getting customers, they are getting clients, and that is fantastic. That is incredible. However, it's not for everyone. All right, so there are some persons that are getting very solid and crazy clients from X. Some persons are getting from Fiverr. Some persons are getting from maybe Barehand. Some persons are getting from Instagram. The time I discovered that Instagram was a launch pad for me, wallahi, I died on that hill completely. I told myself that this is where I'm going to sojourn. So you have to identify the social media platform that works for your brand. All right. So beyond you coming outside, leverage on that one platform that gives your brand so much visibility. It matters a lot. Where is that particular space that gives you so much voice? It gives your brand so much ambience, it gives it so much authority, right? So stay there, actually strengthen your presence there, strengthen your online presence, strengthen your online portfolio. It does matter. All right, so this brings me to the next one, of course, ads, advertisement, then pitch deck. There are some events that affords people the opportunity of coming out to speak about what they do, right? So these are one of the ways you can market what you're doing. These are one of the ways you can tell people that I'm into these pitch decks. All right. So, and then repetition. It does matter. All right. See, the truth is, if you're on people's face every time, you have to repeat a particular sequence. It may not be done in the same way, but ensure that you're on people's face. These are one of the strategies that item 7, these are one of the strategies that item 7 leveraged on, and they are where they are today. Oh, you have to be on people's face. It matters a lot. Dominoes, the same thing. You have to be on people's face. All right. So don't assume that because you posted something today, the right people that should see it saw it. Don't assume. Assumptions are very risky and deadly. All right. So it is not enough that you did something once. Do it a million times. Do it, be on people's neck. Post today, post tomorrow. I worked with this person, I did this. Don't be quiet, be repetitive. If today you are not telling us that maybe you branded this, tomorrow you are telling us that, oh, this so client complimented me on this is the review from here. All right, so just ensure that you are repeating um some patterns. All right, so be consistent basically. So in other words, it's synonymous to consistency. It does matter that you are repetitive as one who is very intentional about his or her brand. All right, so what's the next point basically? All right, so I think I'm done with keys to successful branding, keys to successful marketing. All right, so I just have a few more things to cover and then we wrap it up. All right, so I'm sure that there are some persons that feel like, okay, um maybe there are some things I may want to share with you personally, and maybe if you could mentor me, or maybe if you could share some things with me personally, or maybe I just want to grow and then I just need this one to one, mentorship and all guidance and other stuffs like that basically. All right, so this is me putting out this information here generally, right? So you want to grow as a creative, you want to grow as one who is very intentional about his or her brand. All right, so you are in need of mentorship. All right, goes hand in hand basically. All right, so please feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. Okay, you can reach out to me on Instagram, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, you can also send me a mail. All right, so I'm reachable basically. I'm reachable. All right, so it's very important that because those are one of the ways too that you can be very intentional. You need mentorship. All right, so because people have so much to pour out, people have so much to tell others, people have so much to say basically, right? So there are some things that we may not know that others know, right? So this is me putting this very important information out here. You want to grow as a creative or you need mentorship, please feel free to hit my DM, or maybe on IG. Like I said, send me a mail or a WhatsApp contact. All right, so I think this brings me to the end of what I want to share tonight. I really don't know if we have questions to ask. I don't know if we have questions to ask. All right, so thank you everyone for sticking with us. So I'll be sticking with my talk to
Yeah,
this
the
time.
session for questions will come up.
You said what, sir?
Thank you so much, Prosper,
All
for
right,
this
it's a
wonderful
pleasure, sir.
section you've actually for this
It's a
wonderful
pleasure.
section you've actually imparted this knowledge on us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a powerful one. We are glad to have
It's a
you here.
pleasure. It's a pleasure.
We are coming close to the end of this section of the webinar for day one. If you know that you've actually learned a lot from this section of this webinar, please indicate. I would love to see you all indicate. Oh, I'm glad you guys are participating. Those of us that stay to the end, thank you guys so much. And quickly, we'll go into the giveaway section. Where we are going to do airtime giveaways for those of us who stay to the end of this meeting. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end. I will ask a few questions for you guys to, answer, and the winner of these questions will be credited an airtime. So, do we copy that? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, please indicate. Okay, I'm glad you guys are hearing me. So now let's go into the giveaway section officially. If you are excited for this section, please indicate, guys. Okay. Okay, for us to begin now, let's let's ask this first question. The first question I have here is where do you see yourself financially in the next 6 months if you apply just one thing you've learned today from this section of the webinar? If you are willing to speak, just indicate and I will bring you up. Thank you. From this section of webinar, what do you intend to learn? Like, what have you learned today that would actually apply in the next 6 months? If you would love to speak, please indicate. Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I think Jay is also raising his hands up. Um, Kennedy Joseph, you can come up and speak. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, good evening, Anderson. I really appreciate this webinar you created for to impart with people here. So I'm seeing myself in the journey of my blockchain engineering, like because already given up, but when Mr. Hallelujah talked about it, that's when I just recalled myself that, bro, guys, go back to this journey. So in the next 6 months, I think I will be up in my way in this software development, especially in blockchain. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Thank you, Kennedy Joseph. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the participation. Like we said before, there's a reward for those who have participated and stayed to the end of this meeting. And I would love for you to also ensure to get your reward as well after this meeting. So, for my next question I have here is, what mindset shift did you experience today that makes you believe you can actually build a successful tech or design career? I believe we actually learned something from the second speaker. So I would love to know what mindset shift you've actually learned from your experience today with Digital Possibilities 2025. If you would love to speak, please indicate. I would love for someone else to, engage in this part of this meeting. So if you guys are hearing me, please indicate. And if you heard the question or you want me to repeat the question again, you can kindly indicate. Thank you. Okay, I'm not seeing any other person indicating. Please, you guys should. Can you guys hear me, please? You guys should participate. Okay, I can see Udo. Udo, you can come up. You can
Um,
come up to speak.
I can. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you
Oh,
can. You can speak.
all right. So I think one thing I've learned is putting myself out there. Nobody's going to take my business the way it ought to be marketed. So I personally have issues with marketing myself, but I've had a beautiful mindset. How do I put it? Reset. So yes, I have to go back to my drawing board and put one or two things together and see how I can market myself properly. And yeah, and also learning and working in isolation. And this is one thing as a creative that's really does not help you grow, thinking you have it all covered, you don't need someone else. So as a creative, I've learned that I don't have to work in isolation because it reduces my output. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Udo. I'm glad you actually participated in this section of the webinar, and I'm also glad you had this mindset shift as well. Thank you so much for your participation. Okay, while we are waiting for the section where we are going to do question and answer from both speakers, let's have the last question. So what is your biggest obstacle currently stopping you from earning online? if you have an obstacle currently stopping you from earning online, you can kindly share with us as well. And we would love to know what you've actually learned from today's meeting that you would actually apply to, stop that obstacle, or what you are, looking forward to learn from tomorrow's meeting as well. So kindly indicate if you would love to speak on that. Thank you. I can't see anybody indicating. Please, can you guys indicate? If you'd love to come up to speak about that, please indicate. Okay. I'm not really seeing anyone indicating. So I think we'll move to the next section of this webinar because time is fast spent already. And we would love to have you guys give your questions, and the speaker will, give answers on your questions that, you have in mind. So let's have the question and answer section starts now. If you would love to ask any question, please indicate, and the speakers will give you answers. Okay, I can see Candy Joseph, you have a question. You can speak.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Because I was already predicting that there will be a question and answers. That's why I haven't asked my question. So to bro Hallelujah. So I want to ask a question concerning blockchain, building platform on blockchain and how blockchain works. So I want to ask, how can I create my own perspective or my own idea on the blockchain, or how to, because actually I wanted to learn blockchain engineering, but I also see that instead of learning engineering, I can also um because I know about a course which is cloud computing and networking. So take one of the courses on my school. So I just want to know what are the things I can do under blockchains. So that's what I want to ask from you.
Okay, that question goes to Hallelujah. Hallelujah, please, if you are still here with us, kindly give us an answer, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, yes,
Okay. If I get your question correctly, speaking on how you can start building on blockchain, right?
yes, yes,
Say you have an idea and you want to make it live on the blockchain. I believe that's what
yeah,
your question is about here. So generally, I think the first thing that you should do now is to first have a good overview of your idea. What exactly do you want to do? And bring it and try to see whether it's something that fits the case scenario. Whether it's something that you bringing it to the blockchain will make it better. So you need to do that aspect first of all. Now let's assume yes, this idea is something that can be brought to the chain and something that's be nice to have on chain. Then let's go to choice. What is the best chain for me to bring this to? There are a lot of chains
uh,
out there. There is Ethereum, there is Solana. You wanted to say something, sir?
yes, yes, sir. I knew about a project which is blockchain beyond cryptocurrency. So they are actually companies that they are creating their platforms based on blockchain. So the operations are on blockchain. So it is visible for the CEO to know what's going on in the company. So that's the aspect I'm looking into. So in in that case, when we have a system, or we have an organization on the blockchain. So if they're having issues with transactions or with information going around, so I think that's where we engineers can come in and solve their problems. So that's the view I'm seeing in my
Oh,
blockchain.
okay. I think I understand that. That's actually a very nice idea, by the way. Bringing
Yeah.
transparency to operations is one of the use cases for a blockchain, and well done with that. So it means I passed the first stage. So then to the next one, what chain would you love to make this platform on? So that's where the additional comes in. Must this thing be on chain, or is something that I can use something like a layer 2 solution for? Think about that. What chain can I move for? Is it an Ethereum chain? Is it Polkadot? Is it Solana or Patricia? Quite a number of chains out there that you can decide to specialize in and just build your solution on. And a lot of things impact this: funding, ease of entry into the chain. I will highly suggest that if you are doing something like this, maybe you should go for something like a Polkadot system, because Polkadot allows you to Polkadot is a way Polkadot the way Polkadot works is that it allows you to create your own specialized blockchain on its own central blockchain. So you get shared security and everything right on Polkadot ecosystem, right? So when you want to build this your solution, you can even have like a test system just for this your solution that you won't need to pay any money for before you now migrate your chain to like the full Polkadot ecosystem. So I would suggest you go with something like Polkadot. At least I know of Polkadot very well. I'm not well versed with Solana and Avalanche for now, but I know of Polkadot ecosystem very well, and I think it's a good place that you can start from. Then to the coding aspect, you understand your idea better. Do you want to learn about it? Then you need to learn about a programming language like Rust. Rust is the language that is used for the Polkadot ecosystem and is one of the most versatile languages for programming a blockchain. So you learn Rust and the framework that is used for building on the Polkadot ecosystem, that's Substrate. So once you are done learning these things, then you're gonna look to build your projects out. Um, I don't know if you are going to be the primary developer on this, but I think that's like just putting your best on it, learn more, and build out your projects. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you,
Oh,
Hallelujah.
all
Thank you
right.
so
Thank
much,
you, sir.
Hallelujah. I believe your questions has been, answered and you are satisfied with the answer I
Yeah,
gave you.
perfectly, perfectly.
Okay. Okay. So do we have any other question before we move on into the next section? If you have any other question, please indicate. Okay. I'm not seeing any other person. Okay. Okay. You can come up to speak now. I can see two hands are raised. Adesanya, you can come up to speak. Thank you. Adesanya, are you there?
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, can you hear me? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Adesanya.
Okay. Um, okay. Thank you so much for this session. I really learned a lot. Okay, so I believe my question goes to Prosper. Yeah, he's still on the call. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
He mentioned something about okay. He mentioned something about environment, yes, having the right environment to help you as a creative to, I believe in his words, he said to do crazy things. Yeah. So what if you do not have that environment and it's how do I put it now? It's not really possible at that moment to change location. You are at that point where the location is not favoring you in any way. And when I mean any way, down to people that would help you to do crazy creative things. If it's not to learn hairdressing and all of this and all of that, it's not you've not necessarily done anything. I don't know how to put it, but how do you thrive, yes, in an environment or grow as a creative when the environment is not favoring you in any way? So that's my question.
All right.
Hallelujah.
So, okay. You said what, sir?
Okay, I was asking if you are still here with us.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. I'm still here. All right. So, great question, ma'am. Now, All right, so let me put it this way, or let me simplify my response. It is true that there are times that now people are privileged. Some persons are more privileged than the others, right? Maybe because of where they grew up from, or the people they are surrounded with, or maybe some advantages that came their way early in life, right? So, but then I strongly believe that there is, okay, there is, how do I put this now? The truth is everybody has something that can make something work, and that's the truth. See, the truth is the measure might be different. Okay, so but everyone has something. It may not be equal with another person's, but we all have something that can make something happen. It may not be proportionate or proportional to someone else's own in terms of maybe their experience or exposure, or maybe the advantages or the opportunities that they are surrounded with. However, there is something that I believe, let me put it this way, that God has given to each and every one of us to make that dream come through. Let me put it that way. All right. So environments may differ. However, fine, you may not be surrounded by people that can maybe encourage you or can educate you in that aspect that you are pursuing. So I talked about branding. You may not even be surrounded by maybe designers. All right. So, but then this is one advantage that social media has afforded everyone, right? So, because in our age today, the average human being has a phone. All right, and that is something that you can still work with. It's an advantage. Now some people have the phone, some people have other stuffs that can position them rightly, that can serve as a launch pad for their pursuit or their dream, right? So but then you have that phone, and then the phone affords you the opportunity of maybe joining a social media platform, or maybe one or two, or just something, and then you are seeing what is happening there. I mean, you are seeing what is happening outside, and then you feel like, okay, this is what others are doing, and then you find what maybe brings you, this satisfaction or purpose in terms of maybe what I spoke on earlier, right? So the truth is, why some people may have the connection, why some people may be surrounded with people that can directly have impact on what they are pursuing. Some people may just have a phone, all right, and maybe on social media they come across this one guy that is in line with what they like, and then they follow this person, and from there is this indirect mentorship or indirect impact that person is wielding on them, and from there they build something. So the truth is, it is true that all fingers are not equal, trust me, and what this person is exposed to, what this person has, the other person may not have, but there is something that everybody has actually. It, like I said, it may not be equal with what your neighbor has. It may not be proportional to what your friends have, right? So but then there is something that is in your hands that can bring about maybe the growth or change you hope to see, right? So there is something everyone has. There is something everyone has actually. There is something everyone has. So the truth is, you may not be surrounded by people that can encourage you, but I still believe that, like I said, social media serves as a launch pad on its own if you use it to your benefit, or basically what you want to get. So I don't know if I helped you. I don't know if I helped you. Exactly, ma. Exactly, ma. So that's my point. That's my point. All right. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much,
Okay,
ev-
okay.
everyone. So I want to ask
Um,
Hallelujah a question. So I think many other people will still have that question too. So the question is, when you are speaking, you talk about software development, blockchain development, AI and machine learning, and some other subsets of tech. So my question is, okay, I want to be a software developer. Which of the language do you prescribe for me to learn, and how do I go from that language to building a real software application? What is the process like? So that is what I want to ask. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Anderson, for that question. So I mentioned in the course of my presentation two languages that you can get started with as a beginner. That is JavaScript, TypeScript, and Python. So for you want to build real world applications, I'll say you start with JavaScript, TypeScript. It's a good place for you to get started with. And from there, you learn the concepts and you move on till you can build a real world application with it. So I think that's a good way to go through it. I'll be sharing my slides with you all so that you can read through the whole process. You can read through the whole slides as I've detailed out some things that you can do in that slide. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hallelujah. So that's just one of it. And I know that some other people will still be like, okay, although you explained how we can earn money from it. So I just want to see if there is any practical way, what is the time frame and how much could I earn from this software development if I venture into it? So what is the possibility that I can say?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Well, it's all a matter of the mindset. It is what you want to get from something that you get from it. Some people are making some people are making naira, some people are making dollars. It is what they do that sets them apart. So the investment, what investment are you ready to put into this particular skill that you want to learn? Software engineering. Are you ready to build projects that will make you stand out? Because the market is getting like larger and larger, and you need to be able to stand out of everyone that is in the market now. Are you ready to build very nice projects that will set you apart from YouTube channel? You can check YouTube channels like Code with Antonio, JavaScript Mastery, Andreas Troll. They all have very nice projects that can really set you apart in the market. So are you ready to invest the effort into it? If the answer is yes, then there is a lot out there for you to win. There's a lot out there for you to get. Check hackathons out there, how much they list out. You can literally be making steady dollars from hackathons, thousands of dollars from hackathons, and a general salary for an employed software engineer, say in the US, ranges from like 50K to like 120K and can even be more than that dollars per year. So it's a very marketable skill. It's high paying and lock in, do all that has been listed. Can be sure that the sky is just the starting point for you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. We're almost getting to the close of this session. So I want to answer a question to Mr. Prosper. So okay, Mr.
All right, sir.
Prosper. So I
Yes, I'm
want
here.
to yeah. So I want to ask what are the what are the possibility that I can make at least a 10,000 USD from brand identity in the next 1 year?
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, come again, sir.
All right, I hope you can hear me. So my question is what is the possibility that I can make at least 10K USD in the next 1 year? And how do I go about it if I want to make that money from brand identity designing?
All right, so I'll just suggest I think two or three ways that can happen. First of all, I think I gave like some brand guidelines earlier when I was talking about how you can market yourself. So we can consider that as the first. All right, so and secondly, of course, there are some foreign companies that put out, vacancy and stuffs like that, their job, yeah, job vacancies and stuff like that. And sorry, sorry. So, all right, sorry. So they put out their job vacancies and all, and these guys are ready to get the best designers out there to make the best out of their brands, right? So, and usually it comes with a very heavy payment. Okay, so secondly, one of the things I want to suggest, keep applying, because aside from what I mentioned earlier, one of the ways you can also show that you are very intentional, especially if you want to, you know, get better opportunities, or you want to yeah, get better opportunities, you need to keep applying. All right, and you you must also know, okay, how do I put this? You have to be selective about your application. So because especially when you, like, for instance, you said, I think 1,000 USD or 10,000 USD, for instance, and somebody is coming to tell you that this application or this job costs maybe 300 USD or 500 USD. So you know that's not what you are targeting, right? So you keep looking out for jobs that match with what you are maybe expecting, or the payment you hope to receive, right? So trust me, every now and then they are putting out applications out there, putting out this whole vacancy. I think, was it not last month or 2 months ago, I saw one again that was around, I think, 2 8 or 3,000 USD dollars. And oh, I mean, they were looking for brand identity designers. So there are some that are higher than that. Keep applying basically, and hope things turns out to your favor actually. Then what else again? What else? I think that's all basically. I think that's all basically. All right. So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question well, sir. Chief Anderson.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That is a great one. Thank you, everyone, for
Okay.
joining.
I believe
Yeah, you can continue.
okay, I believe every question has been answered, and thank you guys for being here for this for the first day one of Digital Possibilities 2025. And I would really encourage for you guys to come for day two as well. So before we close, here's what you expect for day two of Digital Possibilities 2025. We'll actually dive into forex trading, cryptocurrency opportunities, how to build sustainable income online as well. So let's ensure to join tomorrow, because Anderson NIB, the CEO of Anderson HD, will be speaking tomorrow as well. So let's endeavor to join tomorrow and encourage our friends to join Digital Possibilities 2025, because tomorrow will be fully power packed and we will learn a lot. And we'll get more insights on how we can make money with our smartphones, get good digital skills, and transform them into new global currencies as well. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining Digital Possibilities 2025. See you tomorrow, day
All
two,
right.
and
Sorry, I
don't
want to
miss
say
it.
something.
Thank you guys so much. Okay, Prosper wants to say something.
Sorry, I'm so sorry to interject. All right, so this is also for Anderson. One more thing, because it skipped my mind while I was talking earlier. All right, so if you are very active on X, you can actually get very good jobs. All right, so like I said, every now and then people are putting out their needs. All right, so just, I think that was 2 days ago when I saw another application again, and the pay was very high. And then, I mean, at the comment section, people were putting, their portfolios, and people were applying, and you get, and eventually some will get selected. All right, so even on X, yes, like I said, so just try it out and just be in search for job applications. You will definitely get something concrete from it. So yeah,
Okay,
that's what I want to say.
Prosper, that was a good one. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for
It's a
chipping in
pleasure.
that. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow. We are coming to the close of this meeting. So bye. Thank you for being here with us. You can leave now.
All right. So thank you, everyone.
How
So
can I
I
connect
know,
with Mr. Hallelujah?
yeah, I will send your information to everyone. So for those who have been active, there is provision for a mentorship from Hallelujah and Prosper. And so there is a provision for that. So you will get to message him and talk to him about that. All right. So I just want you all to be prepped for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be another great day. So King Gemi FS will be coming to show us how to make money from the forest market. And I too, I will show you how to make money from crypto. And I said I'm a forex trader and I'm a crypto trader. So tomorrow, I want to show you how to make the money. And we also share opportunities for you to make money too, even after the session tomorrow. So invite your friends, invite your family, let them come and see the possibilities, and let them get started with having skills to earn money online. Thank you all. Good night, everyone. Bye.